I like to use tarot to see what's coming up and what tools and strategies I need to have in place to help me cope, to maximize energies, or to work with the energies that are very intense on how to kind of like tone them down a little bit.
I am super curious about crystals in healing. I just can't get to grips with them. I've got the little book of crystals and I want to be that cool girl. I want to be Victoria Beckham and she just nonchalantly carries them around in her handbag. And can you enlighten us about crystals?
I absolutely love working with crystals. They're my energetic allies in a way. Crystals by themselves, they don't fix right anything. They're magnifiers or amplifiers. They amplify.
What happens when you give Reiki to someone who doesn't believe in it? Can the energy still flow?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as a person is willing to give it a go or try it, it will work.
Tarot, Reiki, or yoga? Which one to start?
I would go with.
Are you ready to embrace the best version of yourself? I'm Jen Helliwell, design and fashion creator, and I am on a mission to inspire, motivate, and uplift women to be just that through my platform and podcast, This Girl Can Talk. Hi there, and welcome back to my pod, This Girl Can Talk. I am so excited to bring this episode to you today. Who is my guest? Where do I begin? She is pure love. She is pure light and truly magical in every sense of the word. You're about to meet my incredible guest, Liza Hamilton. She has been a Reiki Grandmaster for 27 years. She is a fully licensed professional yoga instructor, sound healer, and tarot card reader. She is the most intuitive healer I have ever had the privilege to work with, and someone who has been a pivotal force in my own healing story over almost the last 18 months. This woman is nothing short of extraordinary, moving and changing lives with her healing hands and transformative energy. It's an absolute honor and privilege to share her wisdom and work with you all in today's episode. Prepare to be inspired, uplifted, and deeply moved. Before we jump in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the weekly conversations to come about bravery, style, and all the ways women can rise up together, stronger, braver, wiser, and happier. Welcome to my pod, darling healer and dear friend Liza. It is such a gift, and you are such a gift. The studio is lighter and brighter with your presence in it. But first and very foremost, I would like to thank you for being here today and pay tribute to and dedicate this episode to your dear late mother-in-law who passed sadly last Saturday. And I'm so sorry for you and your family for your loss, but I want to hold you in this space and just be so grateful to you for showing up today, because I, of course, said, let's cancel this. And you said, no, Jen, this is something I want to do. And this is the premise of my pod, is brave women walking through life, through the struggles that life holds, and still getting up and doing it anyway. So I honor you and I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for offering this space. I really believe that you doing this is a great platform for other women that are struggling and that are going through difficult times, because we all go through difficult times. And yeah, sometimes life gets in the way and it's very stressful and it's very sad when somebody passes away, but you have to find strength within, right? And find a way to honor that person and find a way to cope with it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And it's a joy. It's a joy to have you here. So I can hardly believe it, but I'm absolutely delighted to announce that this is your very first podcast experience. I couldn't believe it. And that's so special that we get to share this moment together. I do also want to point out at this moment and give a huge shout out to our very dear friend, Harriet Mandak. It was at her book club about 18 months ago that I got so fortunate to meet you. and I was in a very, very different place. You did a Reiki share, which was just in silence, and you went round and you placed hands on each of us for just a few moments or so. And I remember clearly at the end of that share, you went round each lady in the room and you just shared a few words with each. And when you came to me, you said, heavy, so very heavy. It's all on your shoulders. You feel alone. And at that moment, I think I broke down in a lot of tears. You couldn't have known anything about me. Harriet couldn't have known anything, but I felt held. I felt understood. And I knew at that moment that I had to continue working with you. I had the pleasure recently of holding a little girls' night for some of my closest girls here in Dubai. And one of them in particular was really interested about doing tarot cards. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to get my girl Liza around and we'll have a little girls' night. And she's this cool girl. And they're like, okay. And you were like, well, let's do some Reiki as well. Can you share with us to begin with what Reiki is and how this magical journey began for you in the first place?
Reiki is the language of energy. It's life force. It's a remembrance. It's nothing external. It's just a remembrance of your true essence. Some cultures call it chi. Some cultures call it prana. Some cultures call it essence. But at the end of the day, it's just the life force that goes through you. It's all about remembering that life force and that essence of who you really are. It's just energy in its pure, raw form. You don't really need to believe in it for it to work. Just like the ocean or the tides, you don't need to understand how the ocean works or to believe in the ocean itself for the waves to pull you in. It's just like that. And my journey began, I was 16, I'm 43 now, almost 44. And
you look fantastic.
Thank you. Mexican genes. I was always looking for answers. My mother died when I was 3 years old. She was only 24. She was pregnant with my brother and she had an aneurysm that nobody knew was there. She just used to get these like migraines, but she never got checked because she just thought, it's migraines.
Yeah.
And when you're pregnant, your pressure is all over the place. So sometimes it's very high, sometimes it's very low. And at some point with me was not a problem. When she was pregnant with my brother, 7 months pregnant, the pressure went so high that the aneurysm just burst. There were no signs. There was no way for us to know. There was no way to get used to the idea that maybe she was going to die. She was there. And then within 5 minutes, she was not.
And you were 3.
2 years and 8 months.
Oh,
2 years, 8 months and 5 days. Yeah. So I was.
So that was, your father was then alone with you and your brother?
Yeah.
A newborn.
Well, she was 7 months pregnant. So that was another thing. When she got to the hospital, nobody knew if they were going to be able to save either her or my brother. So first of all, as a husband, you get faced with that tough decision of like, so who do we save? Just blunt like that. And that's a tough choice, Then when there's no choice at the end of the day and somebody survives, it's a very heavy burden. And it creates a lot of trauma within the person, within the family.
And nobody deals with it in the same way.
No.
And may I ask, was your mother intuitive?
I don't know much about my mother's side of the family. There's some unanswered questions. But from that side, my grandmother was always very kind of connected. Yes. So I don't know. I just started looking for answers everywhere. I tried with angel readers, with tarot readers, with people doing all kinds of magic. So yeah, it was just an interesting journey until I found Reiki. And then Reiki gave me all the answers that I was looking for. And it became my compass. It became like a guiding light.
Amazing. I've been, as you well know, I was very sick for such a long time. And I was, what what anyone and so many people do, it's nothing special. You try everything. You try anything. I met a wonderful girl yesterday for coffee, and she had been on a totally different journey, but a very similar. And it's when you find that fit. And I think that's the message to send out. Don't stop trying.
Yeah.
Keep looking, and there will not be the same thing for everybody. It won't. And maybe it's not the right time that's going to work for you. But when I got that click with you in Harriet's beautiful home in the basement gym, it just worked, and we continued to work together every week. You would come over to my house, and the change, and there was other factors involved in helping me, but that's been the constant that's worked. So it's very powerful.
Yeah.
And that for me is so nice that you found Reiki to help you heal.
Yes. I found Reiki because when my mother died, my grandparents took us to psychologists, to try to deal with the grief and the trauma and everything. So I was working with psychologists for a very long time until psychology couldn't help anymore.
Yeah.
It was just like my subconscious was just so used to knowing what to say, how to react, use the right words. So at some point, therapy doesn't work. So I saw quite a few psychologists from different modalities that were like, we can't treat you anymore because you've been in therapy for so long that you know exactly what to say and how to act and how to react. So we need to find different ways. I didn't try hypnotherapy, but I tried Reiki, and that's what kind of saved me. It's all about finding the right tools to work for you, no matter what they are. There's no right or wrong. It's just what works for you, what clicks with you. Just like with you, it was Reiki. And we did a tarot pool. I remember you got the Five of Swords as well.
Yeah.
And it was just so powerful to see that, yeah, there was a lot of difficulty and ego around. So not from you, but from other forces, that it was just, yeah, it's just so powerful.
That is something you've touched on, and it's one of my questions here. And it's what happens when you give Reiki to someone who doesn't believe in it? Can the energy still flow? Can it work?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as the person is willing to give it a go or try it, it will work. We as healers or as Reiki masters, we don't do anything. I am not the force itself. I'm just a channel of that life force to go through me. We don't do anything. The energy just flows. And it is all based on the law of free will. It's very interesting, especially with the people that are very skeptic about Reiki. Some of them are the ones that feel it the most. They feel it in the form of tingling, or they just feel very warm, or they just see colors, or they remember things that are just there in their subconscious, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, this thing really does something. That's it.
So nice. It's so good. Bringing this into women and how can you share how energy healing can be a tool for women to regain confidence and feel empowered after going through hard times?
True empowerment that comes from within is nothing that you chase. It's something that it's already within you, and you just need to rediscover, to remember. Remembering who you really are, and that empowerment, that force, that strength is already within you. You just need to rediscover. That's it. But it's all within us. It's just a matter of peeling those layers, taking, removing, realigning to remember that everything that you need is already within you.
It's beautiful. It's so nice, and it's so true. It is so true, and it's just having, at times you just need some of the right people and the right things around you just to keep playing that cassette tape over and over and keep doing those therapies and those different things, and it clicks.
Yeah,
And
keep on digging.
Keep on
digging,
keep
digging,
practicing.
peeling.
Reiki is all about energy flow. I'm interested what happens when there is too much energy. Okay. Can a Reiki healer become overwhelmed by the energy they're channeling? Is there ever a time when it's too much?
Yeah, sometimes it can get too much, It's very, very important to have a clear channel, to have a clear space. mind space, emotional space, and for us as Reiki healers and Reiki masters to remember that we're not there to fix anything. We're just there to be a tool for the energy to do what it needs to do. For the life force to go through us and go to the person, to be a channel, not to let the ego get in the way, not to try to keep things. It's all about holding the energy so it does its job without trying to attach to it or to cling or to hold. It's just about flow, not keeping anything. So if you are not careful and you don't have like energy hygiene, it can get really messy.
That's nice. Energy hygiene.
Yeah.
That's a
Just,
nice way.
just like you have to wash your body or you have to wash your hair, it's the same with energy.
Yeah.
It's the same. You need to have hygiene. So how do you have energy hygiene? You breathe, you ground, you walk barefoot, you go to the ocean. For me, the ocean is a big thing. So you go swimming in the sea or you have a shower. Working with water is very powerful. So even something as easy as having a shower, it can wash away the tension of the day and the stress of the day, the energy imprints of the day. I love working with sage.
Yes.
Or with Palo Santo, and it's just about having little rituals. And the rituals are all about what works for you. So what will make you feel better? Having a nice cup of tea, feeling the warmth of the cup in your hands, or having an ice shower, or having an ice bath.
Yes.
Or swimming in the sea, or meditating. Meditating is very powerful. Journaling is very powerful. But then again, it's not for everyone. So you need to
find your thing. Right?
Yeah.
This has been a huge part for me. I found like becoming mindful of that thing. Like before, when I was struggling or going through something, I would just be like, I'm in it, whereas now it's like, okay, just take the moment and try. Just see if you can just stop and breathe in that moment. Like you say, take the cup of tea and notice the cup of tea. Do it. Slow down.
Yeah.
And my friend said the other day to me, she sent me something, and it's like, any severe emotion lasts for 90 seconds. And you can hold something for 90 seconds and then it decreases, like panic, something. It will calm after 90 seconds or less. But it's about not that knee jerk, like, I can't stand this. I can't stand this.
Yeah, and trying to avoid it. So yes, it's all about being present. Yes. But it's very interesting that you touch upon emotions, because the brain gives the emotion a label in a way. So the body feels excitement, nervousness, and fear the same way. You feel it on the pit on your stomach. You feel like these butterflies and these like not in your stomach. You feel it when you're anxious, but you feel it also when you're super excited. So the only thing that makes a difference is the brain, how the brain labels it. So as long as you bring awareness to the emotion and breathe through it and just seeing it a different perspective, it can change the whole experience itself, because the body feels it the same way. It's just your brain and yourself telling yourself, okay, do I want this to be scary or I want it to be like super exciting?
This is powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Like next time something really shady happens, I'm going to be like, I love this.
Yeah.
It's so true. And I've learned so much to be able to reframe things. And it's not easy. And there's this wonderful book that we're all talking about, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and love it or hate it. But it's powerful and it's here. It's about your perception. And that's where the power lies, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're in control of this. No one else is in control of that. And that's pretty great.
Yeah, you have the tool, and it's about choice. So it's about how do you choose to react, or how do you choose to take that experience on. It's up to you. It's all about choice.
When you understand that and you own it, nobody else gets to decide how my day is going to go.
Nope.
Here's a good one. I am super curious about crystals in healing. I just can't get to grips with them. I've got the little book of crystals and I want to be that cool girl. I want to be Victoria Beckham, and she just nonchalantly carries them around in her handbag. And can you enlighten us about crystals?
I love absolutely love working with crystals. They're my energetic allies in a way. Crystals by themselves, they don't fix right anything. They're magnifiers or amplifiers. They amplify energies.
Okay.
And it's amazing to work with them. You just need to give them a purpose, like give them a job, like you hold them in your hands and you just tell them, Crystal, you're very pretty, but apart from being pretty, I need your help with, I don't know, self-love, with protection, confidence. It's all a matter of connecting to yourself. I don't like choosing crystals for their properties in particular. I like to work with intuition. So your body knows, your mind knows. Even when your conscious mind doesn't understand what you're doing, you will go for something. Just like when you choose a color, it's the same with crystals. So you just go with your intuition, and there's always a crystal that, I don't know, it's just like it shines brightly, or it cuts your attention, right? It catches your attention because there's something within that crystal that is resonating with you and that wants to work with you.
Yeah. So it is attainable. It's not this scary thing that you need to know loads about. There could be a tray of crystals down in front of you. You just go to it and see what you think. And it makes it more attainable to all of us.
Yeah. See how you feel.
It's not a scary thing.
No. And I love wearing crystals. You can ask a person to make their own bracelet. I would just be a little bit careful because they're amplifiers. I will just go with the artisanal, the girls that you find on Instagram.
Yeah, not like the mainstream ones where it's just all churned out. That's, yeah.
Yes. If you're in UAE, I like working with Avec Crystal. She's on Instagram.
Okay.
And I love the way that she works with crystals because she's very careful with the crystal itself. Where is it coming from? What is the story?
It's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's all about sustainability and really getting to know where the stone comes from.
I love this next question because, as I say, there is no secrets here. I'm a sharer. I'm an oversharer. So a little bit into our sessions, and you said, hello, my love, which I love always on our messages. I'm so excited to see you. And there's something I want to suggest to you. You maybe don't want to do. And I thought, oh my God, she's going to ask me about the noni steam. So you arrived at my house and you were like, and I said, is it the noni steam? Is it? AKA, if you do not know what I'm talking about, the noni steam is something that has been very popular in LA and many other places. Maybe not so much here, but it's also known as a womb steam.
Yes.
It is not gross and it is not some invasive, like Liza and I did not just strip down and squat over a pot together. And we didn't, did we? But this is, I was like, yeah, I'm in, I'll do this because, hell, if Gwyneth and it's on Goop and Kourtney Kardashian's doing it, all the girls are doing it. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do this too. So can you shed some light on this for us? What is it? Why should we be doing it? And what are the benefits?
If you Google it, you will find it as yoni steaming or womb steaming. Now, this is a very, very, very old practice. It has gained momentum, but it's been there for centuries. I mean, it goes back to ancient China.
See, that's so amazing.
Yeah, it goes back to the
women are so cool.
Yes, it goes back to the old Latin American tribes, from the Mayans and the Aztecs, where they used to have these teepees, and all the women will go in the teepee and they will be doing these ancient practices. They will be guided by the elders. The elders were the women that were not bleeding anymore, so they were menopausal, and that they have all the experience and that they will hold the space. And it was used primarily for sexual and reproduction health. So it clears away a lot of old tissue, but it also brings a lot of blood flow depending on the herbs that you work with. It's all about clearing, about releasing trapped energy, about releasing all cords, and it's just about connecting to your womb space and connecting to that creative energy. I mean, let's face it, the womb is a very powerful physical space, but a very powerful energetic portal as well. So the sacral chakra is here, is the seat to the soul. Your womb creates it creates life, yes. So it has the power to create anything if you connect to it. So when you do yoni steaming or vaginal steaming or womb steaming, it's about connecting to that flow. It's a remembering as well.
And to set the record straight, I had a long floaty dress on. There is nothing weird about this. It's nothing uncomfortable. It's so relaxed and a non-thing. And I think from what I understand in LA and places like this, not here in Dubai, I don't think, but you can go to therapeutic places and that's something they offer. You can go and like sit on a chair and it's almost like set up for you. So it's very not weird in any way.
No,
It's
not
not.
at all.
It's a very therapeutic thing.
Yes.
And something that I've done. I'm not saying I would do it every week, but it's something I would not do again. I thought I would try everything and anything. And I thought it was lovely.
The more that we demystify this and the more that we get comfortable talking about this, the more awareness that we bring into all practices that are very, very healing and that are...
And very, very natural.
Yeah, and powerful.
We're okay to talk about pumping stuff into our faces, but when we're talking about squatting covered up fully over some hot water and herbs just for a cleansing process, suddenly you're an absolute freaking weirdo. So I'm all for the noni stoom. It gets a hard yes from us. However, I will say on that, just to cover all bases, that while some swear by its benefits, there are limited scientific evidence supporting the claims, and it's important to approach with caution.
Absolutely.
It's recommended to consult a healthcare professional, especially if you have existing concerns before trying this.
Yes, and by saying that, it's also not for everyone.
No.
It's not for everyone.
No.
But I would say, just like with everything, just try it. Just to try it and see what it feels
If you're
like.
curious, try it.
Yeah.
Once and it's done.
Yeah.
Or else you'll never know.
And it might work for you, it might not work for you, but you will never know unless you try it.
Leading on to, what is the weirdest or most bizarre request a client has made during a Reiki session that you were asked to accommodate? And how did you handle it?
There are not weird requests, and there's also nothing weird happens during a Reiki session. Some people might get an out-of-body experience, and for them, that is weird. Some people might have old memories from past lives. Some people have a lot of energy moving through their body, and there might be sounds like, I don't know, somebody might burp, somebody might, I don't know, have a little fart here and there, or the stomach will start making noises, or I don't know, maybe the chest will start making noises, or you might see colors, you might have very intense like pain, almost like your bones are trying to merge in a way. I don't know, it's very personal. There's so many things that happen during a Reiki session. I don't want to scare anyone because there's nothing scary about it, but there's lots of physical sensations. Sometimes it can get a little bit intense, and sometimes people remember very vividly past lives, or they might see colors, or they might have like a little bit of a trip, like plant medicine kind of trip where you start seeing colors or seeing like these images and just getting all trippy, and it's part of the experience. Reiki works in layers, and it will work with what you need the most right here, right now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, right here, right now. What are you going through? What are you feeling? It meets you where you are. So it might be a very relaxing experience. It might be very deep and powerful and strong, and there will be lots of crying and lots of release.
It's amazing. So good, but I have a confession. I trumped.
Yes, but sometimes,
It was so funny. Luckily, we'd been doing Reiki for quite a while, and I never relax, ever. Massages, whatever. I always have a podcast in. I have like serious lymphatic drainage massages. I just can't relax. In Reiki, it's different. I don't sleep. I go into this deep kind of relaxing state. Yes. And my body twitches at that. And you told me it's like the energy shifting. And there was just one time. That's why I laughed when you said it. The one time where I suddenly woke myself up and I'd done a little trump.
Yeah, but it's just the energy moving through the body. I had people that just doing like this chest lifting, almost like Kundalini awakening kind of release, and it's just
Powerful.
yeah, and it's just the energy moving through. As long as there is no judgment and you just
Yeah,
allow.
that's what I will say.
Yeah,
Do not let that put you off because Lisa is there is no judgment. And it was
no,
like I made such a big deal about it and but I didn't come away from it feeling like, oh my God, that's it. I'm gonna pack my bags and move to Morocco. I was like, thank God it was with Lisa. So we're gonna move on from that. Book your Reiki session. There's nothing to fear. Bringing it in the fashion piece, do you think there is a connection between how we dress and how we feel energetically?
absolutely.
Yeah. So how can we use fashion as a way to align with our inner energy?
The easiest way to work with fashion and align with energy is through colors. Colors carry frequency and they carry vibration. So as long as that you dress with what feels right for you and you choose the color that makes you feel like strong, powerful, or calm, or whatever it is that you need at the moment, you just go with it. You listen to your intuition and then you choose the color that makes you feel great. You know, that you choose the dress or the trousers or the trainers that make you feel good. It's all about feeling good and feeling at home with yourself. Colors are so powerful. They can make you feel like strong and powerful. They can make you feel fun and outgoing, according to, I don't know, for me, reds are just like, I feel like a superhero. I feel like I can take on the world. Black, it makes me feel very, like professional, or just like, yeah, I can go into a boardroom and just deal
Yeah.
with people. Or like, for example, I'm wearing, it's like navy blue with white and red. For me, that's fun, mixing whites and reds and blues. I just fun. It's just like, they make me feel cool and just chill and fun.
You can see it in your face. You can see it comes out. And that's an unstoppable force, right? Your glow that comes out. In what you wear and what you do is how you carry yourself and the
Yes.
inner confidence. If you don't feel good in all respects, if you're ill, you can't have that shine and that sparkle. If you're not wearing something you feel comfortable in, you're not going to sit comfortably. You're not going to show up properly. It's all part of the puzzle, isn't it? It's all
Yes.
that, all the energy that you put out is a whole puzzle together, from what you wear to what you eat to how you're fueling your body to how you're training to everything is all connected.
Yeah. And there's nothing a red lipstick cannot fix.
Oh, yeah. Or a little bit of lip gloss or a good blow dry. Wash your
Yeah.
hair. Okay, here's one. And I'm not sure how you're going to answer this, but it's one a lot of people would want to know. Can Reiki heal a broken heart or deeply emotional wounds in a way that other traditional therapy cannot? Or is it most effective when combined with other healing modalities?
This is a tricky one. Yes, Reiki can help heal a broken heart, but not in the way that people would expect or people will think. You know, Healing or mending a broken heart sometimes means walking through fire and going through hell. Sometimes it's just like when you have a cut, a deep cut, and that cut is getting infected.
Yeah.
You need to open it, clean it, dig deep, and it's painful.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the misconceptions of Reiki, that is all unicorns and rainbows, energy healing. It's not like that. It can be hard, it can be raw, it can be very painful. Mending a broken heart requires you to walk through fire and go through hell. It's all about working and helping and supporting, holding the space for that to happen. It's not about asking you to go back to where you were. It's about honoring that journey, that path, and going to your true self, to working on who you are becoming. not trying to fix or not trying to go back to old ways. You will never, once you've been through fire and through hell, there's no going back. Let's go back to normal. There is no normal anymore. It's all about embracing that journey, honoring that journey, and being very proud and owning who you are becoming. It's about becoming, remembering that true essence, remembering that everything that you need is already deep within yourself, and just going through hell, having someone to hold your hand and walking through hell with you.
So true.
That's how Reiki helps. We work together. We heal together. Just like imagine that you're going to have a nose job, or you're going to have your cheeks done. You need to find a good surgeon, right? You
You need to find the right fit.
Yes, and someone that you feel connected to. Same with Reiki. Some Reiki healers we click really well with some people we don't click.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of Reiki. There's so many Reiki healers popping up, and it's just a matter of finding the one that works with you.
And that's okay. And it's the same with a therapist, with a hairstylist, with a makeup artist. It's just about finding the right one for you.
Correct.
And that's just fine.
Yeah.
And you're the one for me.
Thank you.
So my final question before we go into what I call the quick fire round at the end is a quick one. And what does celebration of survival mean to you? And how can fashion, style, and Reiki come together to help women honor their journey and celebrate their strength?
It's about honoring that journey. It's about really celebrating by doing something that feels good for you. I don't know, meeting with friends or having a glass of wine or just talking about your experience. It's all about going back to that essence without trying to force it and without trying to fit into a mold. It's all about doing what feels right for you and honoring that journey, like really owning it and feeling very proud of the journey itself, the goods and the bads and the highs and the lows, and just being proud and owning it, just owning it and honoring it.
Yeah, isn't it? It's about saying that's okay and I'm proud of who I am.
Yes. And I'm proud of what I have become or who I have
and
become.
how hard I've worked for it.
Yeah.
I have loved this, but it's not over yet. I end every episode with some very, very quick, short questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite podcast right now to listen to?
Elizabeth April, just because she's so cool. She's so cool. We're going to get a little bit witchy and esoteric at the moment. She is a remote viewer. Now, what does this mean? This means that she can astrally travel and see other places. Yes, it's really cool. So it's not for everyone. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on. There's a lot of what's happening at the moment in the world with agendas, deep government issues. It's all about what's really happening behind closed doors, how the energy is affecting. It's just really cool and very interesting. She talks a lot about aliens, about other consciousness. Is really cool. It's not for everyone, but I find it very interesting because it's talking about vibration in all different levels and in all different shapes and forms. So for me, that resonates with me. It can get a little bit crazy, so just take it with a pinch of salt.
Try anything once. Yes. A new one. Yeah. I'm into this.
That one's very nice. But another podcast that I really, really, really like at the moment is called Rewilding for Women. Sabrina Lynn, she's in the States. She's amazing. And it's all about working with archetypes and working with remembering your essence and just embodiment practices. So it's really cool.
Thank you. Okay, if you were only allowed one item of makeup, what would it be?
Mascara.
That's a popular one. Current favorite Instagram account? Only one.
Connected Collective.
Yeah.
Harriet, we love you, Harriet, because
it's growing so much.
Yes, but I love the one that's guide, and I love all these little really cool gadgets that she's showing on her Instagram, like the Nat pen. I do Nat, but with the IV, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know there was a Nat.
She's your girl. Her and Katie are going to be huge. I call Harriet Gwyneth, actually. So. Yes. I love it. What's in your online basket as we speak?
Adanola. I love Adanola, and I got introduced to Adanola by you, my love.
I know, I'm guilty. And the On Clouds, right?
I love it, yes.
After the retreat, after Harriet's retreat.
Yes.
We were, yeah, I know, guilty. We are obsessed. Favorite brand for wellness fashion? We've just said it.
Yes, Adanola. I love Adanola.
Okay, this one's going to be hard. Tarot, Reiki, or yoga? Which one to start?
I would go with Reiki, because Reiki can be a very good foundation. And then if you want to work with tarot, I work with tarot in a different way. I like to use tarot to see what's coming up and what tools and strategies I need to have in place to help me cope, to maximize energies, or to work with the energies that are very intense on how to kind of like tone them down a little bit. So tarot I will use more as a second step, and I wouldn't use it as fortune telling or just for fun. I would use it as a tool itself. It's full of symbolism and it's full of lessons. So those lessons are going to show up whether you want them or not. It's just a matter of what do you have to put in place, what tools, what strategies you need to have in place for those energies to work for you, not against you.
Liza, my healer, my angel, my dear, dear friend, thank you so much for being here today. This is so, so good, and it's going to enlighten so many people. I'm so in awe. It's been the greatest, greatest pleasure. I have one final question that I ask everybody. Ultimate Girls Night In, are you in or out? Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you eating, drinking? Tell us.
I like to do a girls' night out at the moment, and I would like to be in nature. So I would go to Sonara Desert Camp.
Oh, so nice.
Food is amazing.
The entertainment.
Entertainment is amazing. It's super fun. It's super different. And it's just something out of the box, you know?
It's so fun. I went the other week when my friend was over after the girls' night.
Yeah,
Day after
isn't
the
it
girls' night.
amazing?
It's so nice. It's beautiful. So nicely done.
Nobu has a pop-up in Ras Al Khaimah as well with the Ritz-Carlton. And it's just something different. I mean, instead of going to the restaurant.
We are setting this up.
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
That's so good. This is a great one. Okay, my love, I'm going to share everything in the show notes, but please let us know, where do we find you? Where do we follow you? How can we have the gift of you?
Instagram. Instagram is the easiest. Yeah, it's the easiest way. So my handle is Liza with a Z, Liza Hamilton Smith. And then you will find me. You'll see this face.
This gorgeous face. So thank you, ladies, for listening. And please, please, please do follow Liza. She is amazing, and you will be so grateful that you listened to this pod. So if you like what you've heard today and you want to hear more, please do subscribe, rate, review, do all that good stuff, because I want to be able to bring you more wonderful guests as you've heard today. So until then, until next week, please get up, get dressed, grab your lip gloss, and get ready to get fabulous together.